Hey everyone, welcome back to another episode, another edition of the Four Dads podcast with your host Don Julio and myself, Teeds. Right now, I am currently going on our YouTube channel to see exactly what episode we are on because I feel like we got to be close to 100. And let me check here. Our last episode was number 96. Okay, so we're at 97. We're getting up to that 100 mark. Not many people make podcasts that are up to 100. Regardless of it, it's a lot of time, a lot of effort.
Especially with just everything that we're going through in life too. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
work is busy,
Yep.
this and my other business, it's like we're and I mean, let's not forget we're fathers, right? And I'm a father too now. You and
Mm-hmm.
you and your beautiful wife are extremely close. Like,
Yep. Mm-hmm.
how is that feeling?
It's weird. It's weird in the sense that like the second round. Wow, that sounded weird. Like the first time you have a kid, right? You don't really know what to expect. You don't really know the love that you're gonna have for your kid. You know that you're gonna love them. Everyone says that you love your kid, no matter what. And then, so it's gonna be there, but the unknown. It's still like you still don't know what to experience. You've never experienced something like that. The closest you might have, in my opinion, for at least for me, is potentially like a dog. A family member, right? But besides that, like I didn't really have the feeling, so I didn't really know what to expect. But now we know what that feeling is, but we still don't know who it is, right? We don't have a face
Yeah.
to it. And I feel like the first few weeks are usually brutal too, because even once you have them, they don't give you any reaction. It's crying or quiet
Yeah.
until they finally start smiling at you. Is just like that's when you'd like the tear jerk. You're like, oh, I love that. Like you're doing something right. Like they like you back.
Yeah.
It's always nice.
Yeah.
So I mean, we're kind of in like that. What do they call that limbo stage right now, where it's like we're excited, we can't wait, but then we can wait. At least
Yeah.
for me, it's a little bit different as the guy because I'm not holding the baby, and
Right.
she's like, "Get this thing out of me, I'm
Yeah.
done." But I get that part, but yeah, so we're definitely excited for sure, for sure. I
Yeah.
know you're at the beginning end of it, or beginning start of it, should I say? So
Yeah. Yeah.
go ahead, start.
It's a everyone who's kind of asked me, I've openly said like the first month was the toughest because your oldest is adjusting to this new person in your home.
Mm-hmm.
They're seeing that they have both of your attention fully while
Yep.
they're just there existing, right?
Yeah. Yep. Yep.
And it's not like you mean to just kind of like put them aside, but
Mm-hmm.
you're you're trying to help out mom, right?
Yep.
That's the one person where it's like, hey, if the baby's sleeping, you're gonna go to sleep. Like
Yeah.
I got everything else.
Yeah.
Um, and again, it's that was the hardest part. Now it's like she's starting to come into her personality, and we're getting, now we're getting laughs out of her, and she's just like, showing those little bits of emotion, but she's also extremely eager, much more eager than her sister was to get moving. I think that's the one
Mm-hmm.
thing where she sees how much, big sister's running around the house, and she's like, arms down,
Mm.
way up, like following her going around. But that's the big thing. We've now gotten roles to both sides, so she's ahead of the game on that. Um, it's just that's that's the only thing is like just the adjustment, and then of course as your oldest starts to kind of move into the toddler stage, the temper tantrums kind of just fly, and then they're just the sweetest kid.
Yeah.
The screaming is kind of the part where me and mom are just kind of like, why? Why are you yelling for? Like,
Right.
you want to listen to Elsa? Fine. Like, calm down. And then she'll be like, Luke Holmes, Luke Holmes, and I'm like, get my phone, switch out the song. It's like
Yeah.
you just can't get a consistent play of music going in your car anymore. But other than that, bro, I mean, it's gonna be awesome. And you and your wife are incredible people. So you guys are gonna do fine. So
Thank you.
don't put too much stress on it. Just like you did the first time, talk to mom, focus on your breathing, feel the
Mhm.
contractions. It'll be over before
Right.
you know it. It'll be over
Yeah.
before you
I
know
mean, I honestly just can't. I can't wait for the time off, man. I'm able to take 9 weeks. So normally it's like 8 weeks that you get. It's like usually covered by like full time.
Yeah.
But we have a 1 week break every winter. For Christmas and New Year's, like a 1 week usually right around there. And I'm like, can I just like go like 3 week, 2 weeks or whatever, and then like go back to work for a week, technically taking that off so I don't like not get paid for the week off that we already get. And like,
Yeah.
yeah, you could do that. And I'm like, sweet. All right, 9 weeks. Awesome. So I can't wait for that. But getting it back into golf, I mean, don't get me wrong, I could talk about my kids all day. Just like
Same.
anytime you're with anyone else, right? Like
Yeah.
it's just remarkable just watching them grow and things like that. But golf has just been so slow. There's not much been going on. It's very boring, and I feel like it's not just me. That I honestly thought like 2 months ago, or what, back in July when I started trailing off a little bit, just getting caught up in the golf world and everything. It's just I thought it was just me. I thought it was just, hey, college football 25 just came out. I'm stoked about this, and that's where all my focus is, and I don't really care about anything else. Starting to find that like it's becoming a very common thing.
Mhm.
Same with you, same with a lot of other people that were normally into golf. And whether it's like the live PGA issues that they've been having, people are just tired of that. The content really isn't even in YouTube golf, dude. I've not been like, it hasn't been on top of my mind where it's like, oh, I got to see this Bob to Sports. I got to see this. Like
Yeah.
just, I don't know, man. It's been weird.
Yeah. No, I think I agree 100%. And I mean, let everybody else put in the comments. What do you think too? I mean, I feel like golf has been extremely boring, right? Again, we've been seeing it all through the heart of all through the heart of this year, where it's like people that we've never even heard of are up at the top, and we're just kind of like, who? It's kind of like watching an NCAA qualifier.
Yeah,
You're
right.
just like, okay, cool, Stanford's at the top. Oh wait, who is that kid? You
hmm
know,
Yep.
but just to give a big shout out to Justin Thomas, JT. Congratulations on having your baby
He's a
girl,
new dad. Yeah, that's right.
or dad.
Yep.
So
Yep.
give us a like and subscribe. We got some good stuff. We're giving you a lot of shit, but it's all out of love.
Yep.
um, but no, I 100% agree. And to that, so kind of a great topic for you to start on. I recently heard that NBC is up for they're up for sale, and
hmm
they're disbanding away from the Golf Channel. So
Yeah.
the Golf Channel's kind of in a limbo right now, where they're like, "What are we going to do?" What I'm thinking is, well, kind of going before I jump that, but have you heard about that?
Oh yeah, I just heard about it today, and it was like, wait, what? Like the Golf Channel? Like it's that serious where
Mm-hmm.
either they're not getting enough views, they're not something must be happening over there because they don't just like get rid of a channel like that with how big of an industry golf is because they play every single PGA tournament on that channel, not every like the whole day, but they play like I think they pretty much play every single day and then they usually finish off on like, NBC, ABC
Yep.
or CBS or whatever
TNT.
on the day
Yeah.
or whatever it is. And so like that channel gets of tons of professional golf and not even including like the European tour, the DP World Tour, all the
Mm-hmm.
other like the women's PGA tour. They have the Champions Tour, all those tours, they are on
Very.
they're on the Golf Channel on some way, shape, or form. Plus, which I always love watching is like the intercollegiate stuff. I love watching I always interested watching college golf, seeing how those kids are and like all the amateurs and all that stuff. And it's just crazy to hear that they're in limbo right now. Like they don't know what's going to happen. They don't even know who's working for the Golf Channel right now, and they don't know if it's going to stay with NBC. They don't know who works for NBC or who works at the Golf Channel, and it's like it's crazy because I didn't think it was that bad, but I guess
I
it is.
wouldn't, I wouldn't say that it's that bad. I think, just like sports, right? Like we're seeing Amazon take over a lot of like Amazon has the rights to all Thursday night games, right?
Yep.
So you
Yeah.
can watch any Thursday night game there. I think that there's a big move from standard cable networks that are now moving over to streaming platforms.
hmm
Obviously, the one who's leading it right now and kind of monopolizing the streaming market is Disney.
mm
So Disney doesn't have anything well, Disney slash Hulu slash ESPN and now
Mm-hmm.
Max,
Right.
they don't have anything that's like really sports focused aside from I guess UFC, right? And then whatever comes with it.
Right. Well, and then they have the PGA Tour live.
Well,
So
they
they're
have
the
the
ones that
PGA
have
Tour
that.
live. So
Yeah.
again, the Golf Channel has had their stuff where they've had, the PGA Tour live.
Mm-hmm.
They've had all these different things. Well, now I think they're just moving away and just saying, hey, if we want to see subscription based, like get revenue off of that, we might as well just send it over to one of the subscription or one of the streaming companies.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, this could be something we could see something huge here, right? Like
Yeah.
the question is, what does the future hold? Maybe somebody from Disney finally watched one of our podcasts and was like, "Hey, John and Julio got something going here. Maybe we should create like an application and like just have interactive streaming throughout the whole thing."
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. Right. Hey, as
Yeah,
long as Netflix doesn't get a hold of it, I'm okay with that because Netflix does
dude.
not know how to handle any
Dude.
live sports or any
Oh my
live event,
god.
and they just blow it every single time. And it's like, dude, like you have billions of dollars. What are you doing? You have months to prepare for this. You have like, what are we doing here? Like
Dude,
the whole
that was
Jake
so
Paul
bad.
or
Oh
Logan
yeah.
Paul or for whoever it was, like
Yeah.
everyone on Instagram, Twitter was like, "Hey, is everyone else's thing like bad?" And they
That's
get like
all it did.
480 quality. It's like, dude, we're not like in like 1993. Like we have 4K TVs and we're watching this thing
Hmm.
on like
And
the
it's
worst
fuzzy. Yeah.
quality. Like I don't get. I mean, the crazy thing is like, did you know that like a lot of TVs like nowadays, I feel like the standard is like 4K, right? The TVs that you
Hmm.
buy, they're the 4K, but especially on streaming platforms for like YouTube TV and things like that, they only play 720p. The highest that they go is 1080p, unless
Hmm.
there's only like maybe 1 to 2 games a year that maybe have a 4K, which is
Yeah.
wild to me because I feel like 4K has been around for like 3 to 4 years now, where it's become more of the standard, and yet
Yeah.
we're still not even using that. It's really just for movies and maybe movies on Netflix and stuff like that. But I'm
Well,
like,
yeah.
it's ridiculous. Like we
I,
have all
I
the
think
cameras. What are we doing?
I think it's a little bit different when it comes to when I mean it's a long conversation. I know the answer, but I'm not going to dive into it just because I worked in the video space for a long time, so I would have those conversations. But
Let me hear that.
uh, yeah, but there's a few things that kind of impact that. But overall, right, it's still a really good experience. Now for Netflix, I mean, I'm sure Stephanie probably loops you into Love Is Blind, right? And you probably saw how bad that stream was. I remember just sitting there with Isis and being like, we're gonna keep watching this? Like this is bad. It's skipping through all of the stuff and it's not even working. Then all of a sudden it just shuts off. But this one, dude, it was like thinking circle, freeze, right? And then it would be like movement, you'd be like, oh, what's going on? And then all of a sudden it was like jumps into like 4 minutes ahead and you're like, what just happened? Like what's going on? I mean, the
Right.
whole final round of the fight was pretty much paused on my TV, and then all of a sudden it's like you hear the bell and it's like, all right, we're going to the decision. And I was like, what? Like
To
what?
be honest, focusing on that like circle and trying to focus on the fight was more entertaining than the actual fight itself. So it's
Yeah,
not like you really missed anything there. But you know what? Yeah,
yeah,
I totally understand. Like it's like, dude, you're a $1 billion company. If it was like you and me running the show and we're trying to set something up for millions of people to watch and we don't know what we're doing, yeah, I get it. It's to be expected. You got two
yeah,
dads that are scrambling here. We don't know what we're doing. We're talking about a
yeah,
billion-dollar company that specializes in this. And I mean, they like you said, the Love is Blind. Fortunately, I think we watched like the first season or two before like they did like the live one, like third or fourth season or whatever. And by that
yeah,
time, I'm like, it's the same exact thing every time. I'm
yeah,
done. I don't need to hear this BS. Like it's all. Oh, I love you, you love me, and then I have my top two people, and then I pick the one, and then I see him in person. I'm like, crap, I wish I picked that one. Like,
yeah,
crap. Like, it's like everyone has that issue, and it's like, we're just terrible people in general as a society.
yeah,
So like, it's like you want the drama, you get it, but like, I heard about that, and I was like, okay, well, they had like honestly going into the fight, I was like, they had one hiccup with that last live event, especially I think
mhm,
when they did the Netflix golf one,
yeah,
and I was like, they've had a little, they're starting to have more experience. So I'm like, there's no way they can blow this, right? There's no way. Like this isn't just like Love Is Blind or the Netflix golf thing. This is like not a billion people, but like 100, maybe like 100 million people are like tuning into this thing. As stupid as a fight as it was, like they're just interested to see what's going to happen. And man, did they drop the ball? Like,
Yeah.
ugh, brutal.
Yeah, dude, it was so bad.
It was horrible. Yeah, I mean, I was watching my wife, and like, it was like, what are we doing here? Like, I'm like, I don't even care about these guys anyway. And in the fight itself, it just looked like Tyson wasn't even trying. And I mean, here we are on a golf channel, a golf podcast, just talking about this fight because, again, like golf has just become so boring. I mean, even for the majors, like when they have like the Open, the last major of the year, great tournament, but the fact that it's like 8 to 9 hours ahead, that makes it so hard. I'm already limited on sleep being a dad of a toddler. Now I'm gonna have a newborn coming in. Like the only ones that I could watch, if anything, are gonna be the ones in the United States, whether it's the Masters, the US Open, or the PGA Championship. But even then, the last few, the only one I really watched this last year, the only one that I really watched, I think, was the US Open with Bryson DeChambeau. I
Yeah.
was like, okay, let's go. I definitely watched the Masters. Don't get me wrong, because I think Bryson led that, and that's when Avoda started popping up, and I was like,
Yep.
oh, this is sick. But that's another thing. Actually, let's mention that. Did you see all
I've
this?
watched I've watched it since day one when it came out, and it's like it's so weird because every time I open up my TikTok, it's the first video to come up. It's like, well, here we are, day day 9, or day 10 now. I think he's at right,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
and it's like he's right there, but
He's getting so close,
he's
dude.
getting so close, dude. But just crazy, and it's a trend now. Everyone's doing it everywhere. Like
Mhm.
I was telling you offline, like I watched this one where this first assistant out in the Midwest is hitting it over his country club clubhouse. First one he almost makes it. Second day he shanks one into the side of the building. The second shot almost holds it again. Third day hits a great shot on the first one, literally leaves it like an inch and a half short on the left side. then
Mm.
then he shanks another one. It goes over the right side of the building. They have like a rock wall, hits the rock wall, bounces back, hits the window. So then that's like the big pause. Then on the third one, he literally lands like behind the pin and almost has some action to go in, but the greens are firm. So it's like now he's on the day 4, and it's just wild, dude. Like everyone's starting to do it.
I just want to
It's
see him get to like day 100 and just
I
like
know that was gonna be my
like
question.
100 shots, just like
that
like a
was
40-minute video.
that was gonna be my question is how long do you think this is gonna go? I
Well,
I honestly think 20.
yeah, I was gonna say even in the late teens. I mean, what's he at now? 7, 8, something like that, like right around there. Or is he like
I
4?
think I think tomorrow's gonna be 11.
Oh, 11. Okay, okay. The crazy thing is with the winter. Now it's going to be getting colder. The weather's going to be changing up a little bit, and it's really going to depend on the weather. Because if it gets a bad day, a windy day, like yeah, no, that's hard. A shot that you can't even see, a blind shot. I'll probably say I'll give him the benefit that I'll give him like 18. But even then, it's just
I still
like
think that's very generous. Like my 20, I feel like is generous.
yeah, because he's been getting so he's had like what 3 or 4 of the shots that have gotten like within like 6 inches or so,
Mhm.
and
It's
yeah,
right there. I mean, it's
dude,
just,
yeah,
the crazy thing to me is like, can you imagine when he actually starts playing? He has 100 yards in, 105. Like,
right, right.
holy, absolutely gonna.
Yeah, he's gonna be like knocking them in, and dude, I just think if he hits a hole in one, he's got to hit a driver through that window. He's got to like, please, that'd be so cool. Even though I
just
know it's like, just
just be the man of people. Like you want to see it? Here it comes.
yeah, yeah, I like line everybody up. All right, here we go.
He's got his assistant filming. Like, all right, get on the phone with the window guy. Hurry up.
Get him
Like
over here.
that.
Oh
That'd be
my
great.
gosh.
But speaking of, right to your point about how just disconnected, I feel like everyone and just us in particular have been from golf. Like I think 2 days ago, the match of the match the superstars happened.
I know. I didn't even hear about it. Like I
I didn't
saw a
I didn't
few
hear a
things.
single thing about it. All
I
the
saw a
only thing I
few
saw,
TikToks or no, a
yeah,
few Instagrams, but that was about it. I'm like, I think they're doing the hand grip. Did you see the grips?
Yeah,
There's a video that was the video. Like that was part of them when they were actually doing the event all together. I didn't even know
yeah.
that was it.
I
But
I watched a video where Blake Griffin won closest to the hole, one of the par threes. He's
mm,
literally like 3 feet, 3 feet, and of course Charles Barkley's already done with his round, and he's commentating, and Charles Barkley goes, "How the hell do you?" He goes, "How the hell do you win closest to the pin, and you don't make a birdie?" Like, and Blake Griffin's like walking around after he misses it. It's just like, oh my god, like how? And it's like, you know what, dude? We've all been there. I think there's so many times where we've gotten close to the pin. We're like, oh yeah. Or even when you're in the scramble and it takes the fourth guy to make the putt,
oh my gosh, dude.
dude.
Oh,
Like
I've done
crazy.
that. Dude, I remember I was
Yeah,
at I was at Slow Country Club and
yeah,
the shot that I almost hit a hole in one in, I missed the putt. It was like 2.5 feet. But to my thing, like it turned. It wasn't straight. It did
yeah,
turn, and I hadn't played there, and the greens are lightning fast, man. I was like, where am I playing right now? This is insane. But yeah, I
yeah,
missed the putt. And it
yeah.
was like,
Yeah, but it
yeah.
was it was. I mean, just looking at the results, so Wayne Gretzky and Wayne Gretzky defeated Phelps in the finals.
Hmm.
Um, this was the 10th version of the match this year, and they raised over $41 million for charity since 2018.
Oh, I thought you meant for that match.
I thought it was for that match too when I first read it.
I
I was
would
like,
have
oh,
been like,
I was like,
what the
since
heck?
the series began in 2018.
Yeah, let's hide that.
Yeah, that's what we're 2025.
10 matches, right? It said 10. They've done 10 total matches. Is that correct?
No, they've done
Is that
uh
what you just said, or 10
oh
matches
yeah,
this
yeah,
year?
this was the 10th. Yep, this was the 10th
Okay,
version of it.
so they're averaging about 4 million a match. It's not that's obviously really really good. So you find
Yeah.
out where the money's going.
I think the biggest one was Tiger versus Phil. Was
I
that
think it
the
was. I think
no?
the biggest one was Tiger
But that wasn't
and
a match, was it? That was just their
no,
own
it was
thing.
no, was it? It wasn't.
The first match, the very first match, I think was Bryson and
No, no, and Brooks. No, no, no. That was like a year or two ago. Um, no, I think not the very first one I'm thinking of. At least it might be, but the one with Tom Brady and Peyton Manning. Didn't they team up with Phil Mickelson? Was it Phil Mickelson and Tom Brady, and then Peyton Manning and uh,
Tiger.
Tiger Woods? I
Yeah.
remember it was something like that. Like Tom Brady
Oh
hold
yeah, yeah, it
out.
was. It was. So the first one was the match, the series exhibition, 2018, and it was Tiger versus Phil.
Tiger versus Phil. Okay, yeah. Well, I mean that makes sense. And then from there and on, dude, like it just they when they try to add too many things, it's like all you really want to see is two guys or two teams, like of two people or whatever, playing golf and just kind of getting a little chippy. Like nothing's better than
Yeah.
just hearing trash talk and seeing the personality of a professional player that you never really get to see. But
Mm-hmm.
at the same time, now if you think about it, you see a lot more of a player that you've never seen before, of people just in general because of podcasts, because of social media. You're able to get a glimpse from before you would just see them playing on the field, and then like you might get a clip of them on the news of like some kind of question they're answering, and then that's it. Like you don't know anything about them, but now I feel like professional
Yeah.
players are so out there now. Like you see
Oh, golf.
all
Yeah.
highlights.
Yeah.
That's like
Everybody's out there. Everybody's out there golfing. I mean, there was one where it was oh, who's that basketball player for the Lakers?
okay, so it's not Kobe.
No, no, it's not
R.I.P.
Kobe.
Currently,
I think so, but he
Robert Ory, not old guy, or
no, he played with the Warriors for a little bit too. My God, his name's like right on the tip of my tongue. But he played around
Kuzma? No.
with Grant Horvath. No, he was with no, but this guy was on the team with Kuzma, but um he was playing with Grant Horvath, and Grant Horvath he holed it out from like 150 yards for an eagle, and like dude just went wild. Oh my God, it's gonna come to me. It'll come to me. But yeah, that was pretty good. But I'm looking at the list of the matches. So the very first one was Phil and Tiger. Second one was the Champions Charity, which was at the Medalist Golf Club, and it had Peyton Manning and Phil Mickelson with Tom Brady and Tiger Woods. Then the next one was the Champions for Change, which was Charles Barkley, Mickelson, Steph Curry, and Manning.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Then was the match four, which was Aaron Rodgers, Bryson DeChambeau.
Oh, who was on the other side? Was
Oh,
it Tom Brady?
Brady and Mickelson.
Uh-huh.
Then it was Brooks versus Bryson. Then it was the match six, which was Josh Allen,
Mm-hmm.
Patrick Holmes, Patrick Mahomes, Rogers, and Brady. Then came the seventh one, which was Rory McIlroy, Jordan Spieth, Justin Thomas, and Tiger. Then came the Travis Kelsey and Patrick Mahomes versus Steph Curry and Clay. Number nine was Rory, Lexi Thompson, Max Homa, and Rose Zhang. And I just said Lexi. Yeah. Then came the Superstars one. And they're saying the next one is going to be PGA Tour versus Live Golf.
Oh wait, okay. Hold on a second. I'm still stuck on who the freaking basketball player
I
is.
know.
It's not okay. It's not Alex Caruso, is it?
No,
Okay.
it's not Caruso.
Okay.
It's he shoots all the threes.
Devin Booker.
No, not Booker. He was on the Lakers.
Oh, D'Angelo Russell.
Yeah, there you go. Yep, that's
Deloading. Yep.
yeah,
Yep. Okay.
yeah.
Yep.
There you go.
Sorry. Okay.
That's the
Now we can move on. I'm
You're
good.
good,
I'm
but
good.
yeah, with the last one, so they're saying the next one coming up next year is going to be PGA Tour versus Live
No
for the
way.
match. Yeah,
No, that's so sick.
yeah. So that's what it says here. Wikipedia confirmed
Don't
the
you let me
11th,
down, Wikipedia.
the 11th edition of the match, a featured grudge match between PGA's top five and the Lit and Live Tour's top five.
Oh, that would be so epic, dude. Oh my
So it
gosh. That would
says
actually make me interested again. That would bring me back.
So it says a contest typically happens on majors and the Olympics. Due to the PGA's policy, representing Live will be returning. It says so. So this is the one where they already have Bryson, Kepka, McIlroy, and Scheffler committed. So they're waiting for
Ooh,
more.
I
So they're
love
waiting
that.
for more, and this will be at Shadow Creek.
That's not the one in
That's the
Vegas,
one
is
in
it?
Vegas. Yeah, that's the one in
Oh.
Vegas. That's the one that's $1,200 to play.
Well, they probably get on for free. Lucky them. Must be
Well,
nice.
you can get a discount if you stay at the MGM.
That's probably what they're
Um,
gonna do. They're probably get a discount, say at the MGM.
but they're calling this one, so this one's going to be a Goodwill event. So I'm assuming that this is going to go to Goodwill.
I just want to see
Fans,
some Bob Barker kind of fights out there, dude. Like
yeah.
your price is wrong, just like get really, really rowdy on the
Dude,
course.
honestly, like if I were to think there were to be a fight that would actually break out, I would say it would be Brooks versus Rory. Because
Mm,
Rory has really opened his mouth a lot about Liv and just how much he hates everything and like the way that he feels about the players that have left.
yeah.
Now in swing, in full swing too, like Brooks and everyone has kind of said like, yeah, like we understand, like people feel their certain ways, but
Mhm.
when you're talking about like the PGA's,
Golden Boy.
yeah, I was trying to think of something else, but when you think about their golden boy who's like opening up, basically, even during the was it the Writers Cup where he was mouthing off about certain things. It was just kind of like I feel like Brooks is going to be the dude who like if you say something to me, I'm gonna fuck you up.
Yeah.
You know, Bryson's just gonna laugh about it,
Uh,
just be like, yeah, catch it to my driver, or like shut up.
yeah.
But still, like it'd be interesting, man. Again, there's I'm to kind of get to everything. Like I'm excited to see what happens with the Golf Channel. I'll
Yeah.
probably get some insights from my buddies who work directly for the Golf Channel. And are on the golf tech, Pete or side of it. So
Mhm, mhm.
probably see what's going on with them, what they know. But
Yeah.
ultimately, though, that will be one that I think it's a make or break. It's a make or break kind of situation for them because again, a lot of people have been asking for a different kind of experience. Golf has just kind of been the
Yeah.
same where you just watch and you're just like, oh well,
Mhm.
there's my favorite guy. Now it's like the game has gotten way more youthful in
Mhm.
my opinion. The audience is changing.
Yep.
The demographic has significantly changed drastically.
Mhm.
It's not just your country club, guy anymore. I mean, you got
Mhm.
hardworking blue collar guys who are out there looking for a round on their weekends, doing whatever they can to play.
Yep.
It's
Yep.
just different now,
Well, I mean, like,
So
I feel like golf back in the day when it first became possible to watch it on TV, it was just like you only got like an hour or two to watch a few players, whether it was the last round of like, of the Masters or something like that. Right now, you're obviously getting more shots, you're getting more content, you're able to see more shots and stuff like that, but it's still inconsistent. And the only time that you can really guarantee that you're going to see, let's say, your favorite golfer is if they're in the final grouping on a Sunday or a Saturday, because they are obviously going to get like the most attention compared to everybody else. But even on top of that, you're going to have times where they're just going to other shots and you're going to miss other shots. So I feel like every other sport, you go to a game to watch your favorite player and you get to watch your favorite player. Golf, when you're watching it on TV, you get to maybe watch him from some shots, but you're not going to be able to watch everything. And there's not like a certain thing besides Live now, which has kind of pushed it, where you can watch a featured group. We can not a featured group, excuse me. You can watch any group you want to watch every single shot from the golfer you want. And I feel like that's kind of like, dude, like, what are we doing here? Like, we have all of the angles, we're getting every single shot with all the cameras. Why are we not able to show what the people want? And I mean, with this match two that's coming, or not a match two, but the match that's coming up with Live and PGA Tour, if that actually stands and actually happens, that thing should probably go on like pay per view or something. Let's like make it a little like, don't just like give me the PG version. Like, I want to see you guys like really get into it because
yeah,
like, that's what's fun. Like it's like Ryder Cup on, not on steroids, but like it's like the Ryder Cup where,
I want the full uncut triple
yeah,
X version of it, dude.
100%,
Like
100%.
I want people to express like, literally tell Rory like, hey, you touch a fairway here, like, or if you miss the fairway here, like it's $1 million donation to
Oh
whatever.
yeah, right.
Put
Yeah.
put the
Yeah.
pressure on and like talk
Mm-hmm.
shit,
Mm-hmm.
you know?
Mm-hmm.
Like
Oh yeah.
I would love that, dude. I mean, that would be freaking
Chucking clubs
awesome.
into the water, like John Dalying it, just
Mm-hmm.
slinging it. Oh
Mm-hmm.
my gosh, he had a fan. Oh, well, shouldn't have been
Oh,
standing
geez.
there. Yeah.
What'd be cool is like even if they did that right, like what if there's like a certain hole instead of just being an all out like grudge match of like just stroke play,
Mm-hmm.
what if there was like a challenge hole where it was like, you know, you draw a card, 7 iron only, right? If you make a birdie or bet, or if you make a par or better, right? The opposing team, if you win the hole, has to donate $60,000, right? To this, to your choice of charity, right?
To a
Just some,
podcast that really desperately needs it.
yeah, just some. I mean, who needs
Yeah,
it?
yeah, right.
Just something to kind of like I don't know, really take it to another level compared to. I mean, that's the one thing is like when you think about a golf grudge match, it's quiet.
Yep.
You're kind of subtly making little chirps when you hit a good drive and
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
you hit a nice shot. But it's like, yeah, to really just kind of see you get in people's faces and be like, "You fuck bitch,"
Yeah, right.
Something,
Right. I know you're thinking it. I know you're thinking
yeah,
it. Like, come on, let
yeah,
me hear it. Let me hear it.
yeah.
Yeah. No, I agree. That'd be sick because I mean, we already
The
see a lot
game,
of PG stuff and
the game needs it. I think the
yeah,
people need it. And again, it's just gonna rile. It's gonna
ruffle some feathers for
yeah,
sure.
yeah, ruffle some feathers, but it's gonna put a different taste of competitiveness in fans, in fans'
You know, be
cups.
cool. It'd be cool is if they did this match, but they had the PGA Tour guys were forced to wear pants and the Live guys could rock shorts.
Yeah, yeah, and they do it in July.
Loser. Yeah, right. Loser. Look at you, like so
Yeah,
sick of those shorts, dude. Like,
yeah.
oh.
Wait, did you piss your pants or is that just so
Oh,
fast?
dude. Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Oh man. You know what's actually crazy? I saw this clip on I think it was Instagram and it was with Bubba Watson. I think he obviously lost he's not in Live anymore. he came up with the range goats, but since he didn't do well, I think he was like relegated from live. So he's trying to
Mm.
like get his card back or whatever through like I forget whatever tournaments, maybe the Asian tour. But he was asking like, how did you get the name range goats? And I'm always that person that's like, like, how did you get to this? If it's a logo of a company, like, how'd you put the logo together? Or if a band name, it's like, hey, how'd you get your name? Range goats. And he's like, kind of goofy, like, thought of it, but he's like, everyone's like a goat on the range, right? Like, anyone can, like, be really, really good on the range because you can hit any shot that you want. And if you mess it up, you just tee it up again and hit it again. Everyone can hit over 300 yards. Everyone can, hit where they want to. But obviously, it's changing when you get onto the course. And what else? He mentioned like something along the lines of he was kind of into making it like, no, that's as far as I'll go because I'm blanking. But I was pretty cool about that. I was like, that kind of makes sense. I mean,
It's a creative name.
yeah.
I honestly thought like he was gonna say like, yeah, I signed a goat with, or I signed a deal with the Illuminati, and so the goat was all over the room when I signed it. So because dude, his logo looks kind of demonic.
Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. No,
It
he actually
does.
he actually owns what was it? He owns a driving range. So that had a little bit to do with it too. That he owns a driving range go. But yeah, I could see that. But with Bubba Watson, dude, that's the exact opposite of how he is, dude. Like
Yeah.
that dude's a freaking strong Christian, and he has to be with
Oh yeah.
like yeah, but
Yeah,
yeah, I
man.
mean
I don't know what else to say.
that's
I'm kind
it. Yeah, right. Yeah. Good spot to wrap. That's the way the
yeah.
cookie crumbles.
That's the cookie crumbles. So have yourself a good weekend. But dude, has the rain started hitting you yet?
No, it's gonna come. I was looking at the weather, and I think it hit you guys first, but it's coming like
Bro,
southeast.
we've had 72 hours of just straight up rain. Like
What?
the roads are flooded. I mean, we tried to go to Costco today and like the whole entire parking lot's underwater. The canals by our house are all the water's overflowing on the trails.
No way.
There's
Yeah,
so
I'm looking at your spot right now, dude. You guys are getting murdered by the rain. But no,
yeah.
for us, yesterday and today were like 73 degrees. It was weird. It was overcast and 73. Like in the house, it felt like it was like 65. I was like robed up with my moccasins all just like bundled up. And I like take the trash outside and I'm like, what the heck? It's
That's
freaking hot
crazy.
out here. It's
Okay,
wild.
let me see. I'm trying to pull up this video for you to see, but like, can you see the parking lot?
Oh my gosh, dude. That is gnarly.
It's completely underwater.
Oh my gosh, bring your scuba gear. Oh man, but yeah, good spot to wrap up the pod. Safe out there, especially if you're in California. I know there's a freaking typhoon or something that's hitting
Yeah.
like Seattle or up north. So
Yep,
stay
from
safe out there.
Washington. And
Yeah,
remember, guys, right now through this weekend, or I'm sorry, all the way through Thanksgiving to Black Friday, Sunday Swag is doing 60% off right
I
now. So
saw
get
that.
yourself an additional 20-25% with our promo code. So
15,
go on,
15,
15, sorry,
15.
15. So
That's
go onto our Instagram, get yourself an extra one. It does say that they are allowing stacks. So if you have other coupons, other codes, put them in, and they'll go ahead and honor them. So go do it right
take
now.
advantage.
Primo pants and shorts and shirts is doing the same. So get out there. Also, don't forget Upside. I don't know what Patty's running, but you still get an awesome 25% off with our Four Dads code. So
Yeah,
get over there and get yourself something good. Other than that, we're out. I got potty training tomorrow, so I'm pumped and ready to go.
get it. All right,
Yeah.
man.
All right.
Later.